told you that I don't wanna go back. I'm just afraid that I'll lose you, and I don't wanna hide or waste another lie.
Well, hello folks, we're getting ever closer now to Silage 2020. We are just going to go and check on the rake man. Beefy is out in his Fendt, and he looks like he's just got a start, which is good. In this field at least, he's already got the one done behind me. So we're going to give him maybe another hour or so just to get ahead of us. And then, yeah, the rest of the team are fired up, ready to go. So we're going to be looking good. Looks like he tried to start there and then gave up. What we try to do, and what Beefy should be doing right by now, is actually doing the rows first, and then he'll be coming in to get the headland done after that, which should be good. So reason we do that is so we don't kind of keep chopping into the final headland really and making a bit of a mess there. So looks like we're just kind of getting everything raked up. We've got the huge big fella rake on the back, and it is flying through. Beefy first took over this job actually with a smaller rake, but he's a good rake man to have. And yeah, it takes his time, makes a nice clean looking job. And some decent looking swaths around here actually. We're going to get a little bit better yield off this field. It looks alright when it's all raked up. But yeah, I'm sure the Jaguar's going to fly through it as well. I can't wait to get going into this. But ultimately, yeah, we're looking pretty decent, that's for sure. I did set up a little bit of a video there before, just showing you a few aerial shots. But what we'll probably do at some stage here as well is actually just take over from Beefy in the cab and just get a bit of a cab perspective of how we get on here. But yeah, ultimately some nice looking swaths there. Like I say, it's still about 9:30 in the morning, so we're gonna let him just keep cracking on for a little longer, and then we'll take over. What that bit there was, but. Yeah, we'll take over from him, and then we'll, yeah, like I said, we've got Derek and Annabelle are back at the yard now. We're just getting their trailers ready to roll, really, and they're all looking good. And then I'll be jumping into the foragers, so looking pretty darn good. We're going to try and get some assistance on the pit. We're going to get another driver coming in. Nigel could do it, but he's got a few things to do with the cattle there. He's not too confident. You need to be pretty well clued in when you're driving on the pit there, so we'll see how that looks. But yeah, it's definitely something we're going to try and monitor, because we need, the whole operation could be held up really by the speed of the man on the pit there, so I want to make sure that's looking all good. But other than that, I'm pretty darn happy with how it's come together. It's going to be a good day to get cracking on, that's for sure. And we will see how we get going. What I think we'll do here, we'll just knock this off. We're going to go and see Beefy as well. Just take over from him, and we can let him go for his coffee, so let's have a quick chat with him. Alright folks, so we are inside the vehicle, inside the cab now. We're just going to pull back a little bit. This rake is quite colossal when you actually get inside of it, that's for sure. We're on the hydraulics there. Get the PTO away. Down there you go, wonderful stuff. And then what we're going to do, just going to get this all set up and functioning here. I'm pulling through, we don't have a AB line set in yet. I always like to have that going. There we go. And that's pretty much it really. It is a very wide rake. I think it's about 14 meters wide. It's a bit big for what we need or what we could use, but it was available to us at a good price really, and it does allow us to have really good output there if we need it. Particularly when we do hiring our own foragers, it's always nice to have that little bit of extra output so we can really fly along if we have to. But yeah, ultimately it is a very nice bit of equipment. gonna look at slowing you down there. And then there's always a little bit of a delay there. Okay, good. Got everything set up for him. 2 headlands on here will be more than sufficient as well. Really allow us to get plenty of turning space. There goes the front rotors, there goes the back rotors, and perfect, we're off to the races. Something very satisfying about being on the rake. You really can fly through them. It just looks so much tidier once you've been through the field. And then yeah, we will be... This Fendt here is more than capable of pulling it. It can even go on to... it's a big set of rakes. It does need to have a lot of weight on the front end just to control it, particularly when you're on a smaller road. But other than that, it's... power-wise, it doesn't take too much at all. It could easily go into a 150 horse tractor or less. But yeah, it's very, very good condition. Very easy to maintain as well. We're able to keep it all going nice and easily. You can see that both the main body of the rake and also the rake rotors are working independently to the ground. So if we do have any uneven ground, which we do have a bit on our grassland actually, it's able to keep an eye on it. Make sure it's all there's an even travel over the grass, so we can rake up everything we need to, which is important there, because what you don't want to do is miss bits on the ground there, or even pull up too much fresh grass when you're in and around raking hay up, for example. You want to be able to make sure that you're taking only what you need to, not digging into the ground there, bending, twisting any of the rotors or anything like that. We go, front root down, and off we are again. Now usually this can keep well ahead of our setup at least. Never had any problems there. And I think moving forward, if we were to do so, we would, with our current mower setup as well, we can even keep a good day ahead. Again, if the ground's there, we can keep a day ahead of our mower, of our rake setup as well. So we're always in a position now where we're never going to be bottlenecked by anything. The biggest bottleneck we may ever see will be the distance to the clamp. That's a big one. Some of the ground we're going to be in today is a fair drive, and we're only on 2 trailers at the moment. Big trailers albeit, but 2 trailers nonetheless. So we have to be careful with what that looks like, and that's why making sure we have a good man on the pit is always more important than ever. What we might experiment with this year as well is actually sticking a buck rake onto the front of a Fendt. See how that works. Could be a move that we will have. Nigel will probably be rolling the pit if nothing else with the vulture we have down there. So we might look into seeing if we can get someone else on to just to drive a buck rake, see how we get on, because we will have a spare tractor if we need it. And it's times like this where we do like to leave the headlands till last, purely because when we've got angled ends to do, it will cut into the headlands a little bit. And then what we'll probably end up doing here is just leaving the headlands for Beefy to take over with. There we go there. Back in the day when I was growing up in the area here, when the estate was just quite a bit smaller, to start with, that forage harvesting was done with a trailed forager, picking up one single swath at a time. These days, though, they transferred up to a single rotor rake, so putting 2 rows into one. It's quite miraculous how far we've come, really, to the point where we now have what we're putting 14 meters really, so 45 foot into one hit. It's quite impressive. It really is, the steps and the leaps that we've taken as industry, really, not just as a farm here. Okay, so that's that done, which can knock off the power. Gonna pull back up to Beefy here, where we'll let him get cracking on with his headlands. He's had his little cup of coffee. Like I say, good looking swaths here. Should be able to fly through with the class. Next episode will be us looking at the forager, and then we'll probably do the do a episode on being on the rake and being on a trailer driver as well. So gonna be very interesting for sure. Let's see how we get on, but we're just gonna pull this up line to line with the truck. Wonderful. And that's it done. Nice looking piece of equipment. The 818 is looking fantastic these days. This is one of my favourite designs of Fendt, I must admit. Although the new 946 we have does look mightily impressive. But that is absolutely stunning. But yeah, and that is our rig. So that's our working operation there. We're going to leave Beefy to get cracking on with it. And we will come back with you when silage is underway. Probably from the seat of the Class Jaguar. So look forward to that one. And we'll catch you all in the next one. See you later.